Hello, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today we've got a game between JimRising and Rhizer on Catalyst, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Zerg player. His name is JimRising from Team Meliora. It's hard for me to say, but I saw that on Team Liquid, so that's what it is. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss player Rhizer from Team All Inspiration. So we've got Rising versus Rhizer here. I know there's an H and a Z, but yeah, that's my little dad joke. All right, so a ZVP at the GM level for you today. This was sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of GM level replay for your consideration, and I said yes. Have not cast a GM level replay for a little bit. Yesterday, I posted best of 7 between Rogue, or best of 5 rather, between Rogue and Maru. That was really, really amazing. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it if you're a fan at all of Marus, or Rogues, or Zerg, or Terran, or ZVT the matchup, or StarCraft in any way. Go back and check it out. I implore you. Alrighty then, what are we doing? Gonna throw down a gateway first here for Rhizer. Gateway expand on the low ground. Pretty easy on this map to wall off. It's not exactly a huge area to take care of. Also, a shield battery here deals with any early aggression out of the Zerg player. Nothing too crazy from JimRising, though. He went hatch first. Into an extractor, into a pool. Only has 2 workers on the gas, which seems to me to imply he really only wants to get speed. Then possibly he'll pull off and start droning up a little bit, go for a third base. Honestly, a third base now would not be bad for him, because really, there's nothing that Rhizer's going to do to hurt him at this point. There's no proxy. He's got a probe scouting over here to check for that third base going down. JimRising is saving his money. He's got 300 minerals. Close-ish. But he's not sending a drone over at all. That's very interesting. What is he waiting on? I guess he just made 2 queens. Okay, so you can go for the 2 queens here instead of the third hatch at this stage of the game. Either way, Rhizer knows there's no third hatch yet, so maybe a wall-off would not be amiss. An Adept opening here, obviously you're going to go Adept. Zealots are essentially useless at this stage of the game, unless there's a proxy hatch or something, in which case Zealots can be extremely useful at dealing with that hatch and any early slowlings that show up. But otherwise, in an offensive position, they're useless, and defensively, if Lings get in, they can't catch them. Zealots are good for holding walls, right? Holding gaps in walls here, but otherwise, just not what we see in the early PvZ matchup. Speed on the way for JimRising, and finally, there we go. Almost 3 minutes. Goes for that third hatch. It just feels late. And maybe it's not. Maybe it's standard play. Maybe he's just doing it a little bit safer than going for that third hatch early. Wants to make sure the queen is out. Wants to get his creep spread going, get his injections going. Set himself a little bit better up for the mid-game. Adept really should not finish this transfer. She does not. She doesn't. Did she scout this base? I want to say that she did. She did. She's taking some shots from the queen, but she'll escape after getting another scout off here, trying to see exactly, is there a lair? Can he check the lair timing? Did check the lair timing and saw there was not a lair on the way or completed. Obviously not completed. I mean, that'd be pretty darn early for a lair, but not impossible. Not impossible. Is that a Dark Shrine opening? That is a Dark Shrine opening out of Rhizer. It's gotta be Archon drops, though, right? This can't just be DTs. Is he going DTs against JimRising? JimRising, man, he's a pro. He is a pro on the North American circuit. He's serious business. Rhizer's a very good player, too, but I would say that JimRising is better than him on the Aligulac and any other rating system you want to take a look at. So Rhizer's got some plans. Maybe going to take some risks against someone who is better than he is. Actually, hang on. Did my settings not save from... No, it did. All right, we're good. We're good. I know you guys hate it when I check that, but sometimes it just feels like something needs to be checked. Oh, don't lose the Adept. Okay. Whew. Transfers back in. That Sonic Transfer is a really, really good spell. Okay, so yes, Warp Prism definitely. Dark Shrine on the way. Going to be some Archon drop action against JimRising. To deal with is you really... Okay, Spore Crawler good, Queen good. Also, some Roaches are really fantastic here, too. Roach Warren just popping up in the bottom right-hand corner for the JimRising. JimRising. Assimilators 3 and 4 coming up here in the natural base and scouting out a location to go for a third. And really, he should be able to do it. JimRising, he's not making a huge Ling flood. He's got some Roaches on the way, but they can't necessarily deny this third base. I just don't think that they can. Warp Prism coming up. They do get it does get scouted here. Yeah, the Lings are following it with great interest. And just going for the DT warp in. Archon morph just right at the front. No, going straight DTs. And there is a Spore Crawler here, so detection is possible. Roaches and queens ready to rock. I don't know about this, Rhizer. I really don't like the situation that you're finding yourself in here. And the DTs are trying to find somewhere where they can kill stuff, right between these two bases where detection does exist, but out of here in no man's land, he can get the Roach Warren. Oh, free Roach Warrens. Pretty good stuff. JimRising does not have a lair. He can't make Overseers. That placement was extremely unfortunate for him. Getting some hacks off on the Roaches, picked up, maybe moved inside the main base. One left behind. Nope, snagged up by the Warp Prism. I mean, there's a lair on the way now for JimRising, but it's not quite here yet. Do you want to go Archons? I don't know that Archons are any better against these Roaches. There, well, he's going for it. It's going to be the Archon Warp in here, just on this low ground outside the main base. Meanwhile, back in Protossville, transferring some probes over to that third base location and working on Zealot legs. But here come the Archons. Just too many Roach, though. Just too many Roach, really, to make it worth it. This is exactly what you have to deal with this. Something that I learned after getting Archon dropped a couple times on ladder and saying, ugh, that doesn't feel good. Trying to hold it with Lings and Queens is hard. But Roaches are better. Roaches are a little bit tankier. On creep, they're fast enough to chase. He did lose the Roach Warren, though, which is not great. Creep Queen zapped by the Archon's attack there. Zippity zap. Fourth base on the way from JimRising. The Roach is trying to save this thing, because if they're not here, this base absolutely is canceled. Archon DPS, especially against biological stuff, which is everything Zerg has, including buildings, is just too good. Yeah, look at him getting some free shots off on this thing. Zap, zap, zap. Just keeping the Roaches here. It's really allowing Rhizer to do whatever he wants back home, which is kind of scary if you're a Zerg player, to just let a Protoss player get up to that 3-base economy, get Immortals, get +1, get Charge, get Storm, get all the stuff you want against a Zerg. On the other hand, JimRising's 4th base is going to come up without too much issue. Overlord snapped out of the sky too. That Psionic Shockwave ability, just good. Just real good. I really like what Rhizer's doing right now. APM is 190 on average for the game. JimRising at 347. Corrosive Bile, gonna hit. Ooh, dodge. Look at that, dodge. Did he lose one of the Archons, though? Oh, we lost one of the Archons. All right, well, Temple Archives on the way. I mean, 2 Archons, much, much better than 1, as it turns out. But maybe another free Queen, possibly. Look at this. Queen running fast as she can off creep. Dead. Picked up. Gone. No big deal. JimRising going for 32 Zerglings and a Baneling Nest. Okay, this feels like a pretty aggressive play out of the JimRising, and especially against Zealots that we're seeing here with this Purifier skin. Baneling's real good. Real good against charge lots. Banelings with Roaches. The Banelings explode. The Roaches finish off what's left. It's no big deal. JimRising looks like he's in a pretty good position to hold what Rhizer is going for here. But the Storm is the great equalizer for Zerg. If you get Psionic Storm, you can storm the Banelings. You can storm the Lings. You can storm the Roaches, but their HP pool is a lot bigger. HP pool? Health pool. HP. Wait, what? Health? Well, I can't remember what HP stands for. Health points. Health points? I don't know. Zergling's trying to run in and do some stuff at this 3rd base, but charge lots make quick work of them. Stalker zapping away here too. The Immortals are out. That Immortal count is actually really intimidating for a Roach player. That is 6 Immortals working on that +2 attack. It is almost complete. But here comes JimRising. He's ready to go. He's got his Lings. He's got his Roaches. He has +1 missile attack and no attack upgrades for the melee units yet. +1's on the way, but not quite there yet. +1 attack. Hydralisk Den finishing up here for the JimRising. Got slow Baneling. Speed is just about done. DT sitting in here. Sitting amongst the swarm. And here it goes. Walking right on in. Is Storm done? Storm is done. He's trying to split, trying to get out. There's a 4th base warping in for Rhizer. I don't know that's going to do anything at all. What is this DT trying to do? I don't know. Backside attack, though. Baneling's exploding on Archons and Immortals, which is exactly what Rhizer wants. The 4th base gets killed without being canceled, I believe. I might have missed that, but immediately replanted by Rhizer. There is a small Baneling attack rolling into this 3rd base location, and the probes get out! Probes! The force field's trying to keep them alive, but oh, the massacre. Oh, the massacre. These Banelings are still rolling. Still rolling, and they finally do end up dead. Small attack of Zealots versus Roaches in the middle of the map. The Roaches win that battle fairly handily. Lings helping to finish out them Zealots. 4th base getting replanted. 3rd base, a lot of probes died, right? A lot of probes died. 16 probes have died at 70 to 50 Harvesters. JimRising looking good. Looking good right now. 11 Hydras in production. Muscular augments for JimRising, trying to get those speed Hydras rather than the range Hydras out first. It's 4,800 resources lost for JimRising and 3,100 lost for Rhizer. A lot of dead stuff. What is the dead stuff here? I don't know, but Ling attack! Inside the natural base. DT's cleaning it out pretty well, man. That was not horrible. Canceling JimRising's attempt at a 5th base here and coming right onto the creep. Rhizer feeling brave. You absorbing those bailing shots like a pro. Where are the storms? You got to get the storms out. I don't see them. There we go. Finally a storm on the Hydras. That is forcing JimRising back. The Immortals are here to clear out the roaches, whereas the storm needs to go against the Hydras here, and it's actually pretty ridiculous what the storm is doing. Whoa, Nelly. Whoa, Nelly. More Zealots warping, and Overseer sees this. He can't really do anything about it. A lot of Lings trying to stop this thing. Drones getting pulled here, too. What an absolutely fantastic win there for Rhizer. Storming the drones. Oh, the drone massacre. Nice dodge, though. Pretty good dodge. Hydra's getting out of there, too, before the storm really hits. Warp Prism at the front is just so good for you Protoss players. If you're new to Protoss, get a Warp Prism and reinforce at the front like this. This third patch is going to die. Immortals perfunctorily taking it down. +2 attack on those guys. Not making anything at all back home. 7 Hydras and a bunch of Lings on the way here for JimRising, plus Grooved Spines, +2 melee attack. Once again, JimRising is forced to fight with drones, which is not what you want to do. Hydras at the back, though. Is there any storm remaining? I don't see any High Templar here. Actually, these Hydras might be enough to clean this thing out. The Zealots with charge, though, getting on top of these Hydras, but just getting chewed up. Chewed right up by these Hydralisks. They've got the +1 attack. A storm does eat a couple of them, but everything else is dead. Wow, that defender's advantage really helping JimRising live there. But he did kill the 3rd base. He has killed a lot of drones. 43 drones have died. It's 40 to 27 harvesters. What a play. Rhizer's army is nothing right now. What do you have? He's got 40 probes and that's it. Dude, Rhizer, make stuff. He's making High Templar. He's turning them into Archons. He knows there's Hydras coming. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I just don't know if it's going to be enough with Archons versus this many Hydralisks with the range upgrade and the speed upgrade and the +1 missile attack. This 4th base looks like it might just straight up die. Is Rhizer willing to sacrifice it is the question of the day. And it looks like he is. I mean, maybe it's not a willing to thing as much as he didn't quite know the Hydras were heading that direction. Because that Nexus is going to die. And it does. Yeah, Pylon down, Shield Battery down, last of all. And still hasn't replanted his 3rd. I find this very curious out of JimRising. I guess maybe he's not even really trying to drone up. He just feels like he needs to make more Hydras, make more Lings. It's just Archon. It's just Archon from Rhizer with a couple Immortals. Good kiting here. Shield Battery helping pretty immensely there as well. Banelings rolling into that mineral line. Dag. Okay, getting a couple more probes there. Not a whole ton. 37 total probes have been killed. 35 to 39 harvesters, and JimRising decides it's time to head on home. What is this? Oh, Dark Templar sneaks his way into JimRising's 4th. Run! Run, Queen! Yeah, okay, so Ling Hydra's going to clear that out, no problem. More Archons on the way. Got the Immortals, got the Zealots. The +2 attack is done. Rhizer should be working on +3, but he is resource-starved like crazy right now. Sitting on 100, 200. JimRising at 200, 400. Just spending their money so well. It's what you expect at the GM Pro level, though, isn't it? I feel like it is. I feel like it's absolutely what you expect. More Archons here. With the +2, they do 43 damage splash. So the Lings aren't going to do much here. Banelings not either. The Hydras really need to be the damage dealers and the winners. The win condition of the upcoming battle that we're going to see right now. Lings rolling into the natural base. Single Archon. No, even with Shield Battery. Just dead. Hydras. Bruh. Zealots. Trying to attack at the front here while the Archons get on in, but there are Zerglings everywhere. GT's warping in for defense. Archons actually stutter stepping forward here. Is it going to be enough? The Warp Prism Micro, pretty fantastic, actually. Whoa! Archon Immortal did a lot more there than I thought that they would. Where did the DTs go? There were DTs defending a second ago in the natural base. Oh, there was an Overseer. Oh, too smart. Too smart this time. Overseer recognizing there's really not many Stalkers, not much anti-air threat. Zealots trying to do this thing. The Lings get the heck on out, and the counterattack is real right now for Rhizer. Can he do it? Can he take down JimRising, who, again, I would say is a better player than he is, but that's why you play the ladder. You don't know. You don't know who's going to win every match that you ever play. It is 59 to 74 total supply, but Rhizer's down 11 workers, which means his army is a little bit bigger here, and the upgrades are, I think, just better. Upgrades are just better. Fourth base getting rocked right now. Queen goes down. Lings rolling in by themselves, getting us around on one of the Archons. They do kill it, but too many Archons are remaining. There is a handful of Hydras here. This is an intense battle right now. Who's going to win this thing? Archons, wait, amazing micro there again. Picking up the wounded Archons, bringing them to the back. Are any of the Archons dying? Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no, but the Hydras are getting shoved away too by that Psionic Shockwave. Oh, picking off one. Coming back on in. This is nuts right now. This War Prism is absolutely the MVP of the match. Rhizer's APM right now is 250. Much higher than it's been on average. Archon getting picked up, dropped, picked up, dropped 16 kills on that Archon. The fourth base is going to die. There is no stopping it for JimRising. Lings and Hydras marching on in here. Rhizer's got to feel the pressure right now. And that's it. I mean, the income for JimRising is basically nothing. Rhizer doesn't have much either, though, as we can see here. The income tab is fairly woeful for both of these players. JimRising's is around 600 compared to 160 for Rhizer. It's a very small ragtag group of units for Rhizer, but that's a 20-kill Archon. That's a brand new Archon, too. He's got 1 kill. Did he lose the Observer? I think I lost the Observer. Small group of Hydras from JimRising. He's mining what he can. He needs this base to happen. I feel like JimRising's big problem was he didn't finish or replace the hatch at this third base location. He just kind of let it be dead. I think he was worried about further attacks from Rhizer, though. Here we go. Mortal Archon versus these Hydras, which are really scary. Oh, the Warp Prism gets picked off in target fire, but that means the Hydras are getting hit by the Archons and the Immortals. Whoa, Nelly, Queen gonna die. Immortals 26 kills, 16 kills. JimRising leaves the game with what I think we can probably accurately call a rage quit, because he knows, man. Right? He knows the rules. Anyway, wow. What a win by Rhizer. What a scrappy finish from both of these players. JimRising, handful of Hydras, a couple Lings. Rhizer ended up with Archon, 2 Immortals, and a Zealot at the front, and that's what he won with. That's it. That's all that he had. His income was in the toilet. He had 1 base mining, an almost mined out natural base. His third wasn't doing anything. And JimRising, down to this. That's all he had, and it was going to die too, so he tapped out. Whew. Wow, 27,000 resources lost for JimRising compared to 21 for Rhizer. So pretty cost efficient. 58 Hydras and 205 Lings died, with 66 Banelings and 27 Roaches, where Rhizer lost 16 Archons, 9 Immortals, 59 Zealots, and 3 High Templar, with 6 Dark Templar too. Wow. All right. Well, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void cast. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.